Well, fucking Alexander.
This is where the dicks hang out.
Oh, that's right. Gaylor told me you're helping with cleanup here now, eh?
You shake 'em more than once, we know what you're doing.
How long you been at it?
48 fiscal hours.
Boy, that's more than enough time to see a nightmare or two around here, eh?
Sometimes there's shit on the outside of the toilet.
Huh?
Sometimes there's shit on the outside of the toilet.
Is that right?
You think that's bad, you should see the Uranus.
Huh?
You think that's bad, you should see the Uranus.
Did it get pretty hairy over there, or?
Sometimes there's shit on the outside of the Uranus.
What?
Sometimes there's shit on the outside of the Uranus.
Fuck. Well, how do you think it got there?
Remember how I said sometimes there's shit on the outside of the toilet?
Yeah.
Well, I bet the shit got on the outside of the Uranus the same way the shit got on the outside of the toilet.
Isn't that something?
Just piss now, streaming.
Wayne?
No.
Hey, now, not so bad than you. Alexander.
There, you're Canadian. In here, European.
Communion After Dark.
There is nothing more painful than death. Every fear is fear of death. There is nothing more painful than death.
alle die spielen Dämmerung, die Dunkel für, als wir alle spielen, als wir
Étirant la nuque à l'aide d'une laisse passée derrière la tête. L'exécuteur abat sur la nuque tendue un sabre à lame courte et épaisse.
Nothing more painful than death. Nothing. 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 Nothing more painful than death.
President God, glory. non-stop chaos to blur the lines. No more left, no more right, no term limits, no end in sight. You got what you want, you get what you need, you reap what you sow. One president got the line. For the resurrection, President God. For re-election, President God. For the resurrection, President God. For re-election.
Once upon a time.
Dieser kalte Raum mit Sofa hat schon bessere Zeiten gesehen. Doch das macht uns gar nichts aus. Der Abend wird noch schön.
Wir schauen auf die Uhr und wissen, es ist gleich so weit. Wir hören schon eure Stimmen. Es ist doch gar nicht mehr so weit. 2 Treppenstufen noch. Ein Vorhang versperrt uns die Sicht. Es wäre nur noch ein Schritt bis zum Nebel, bis zum Licht. Genau, jetzt gefriert die Zeit zu einer kleinen Ewigkeit. Diese Vision im Kopf lässt uns einfach nicht los. Wir haben dieses Ziel und das wird ganz groß. Jeder sagt zu uns, das schafft ihr nie. Doch ihr werdet uns da sehen und es dann verstehen. Nennt uns ruhig arrogant oder dumm und naiv. Dieser Wunsch ist so stark und er sitzt so tief. 20 Leute sind es heute, doch dann 1000-mal so viel. Wir werden da oben stehen, ihr werdet uns da sehen.
Bassum, K-Stage, Hamburg, Kaiserkeller, Hamburg, Fundbüro, Hannover, Musikzentrum, Oberhausen, Kulttempel, Leipzig, Haus Auensee, Köln, Gamescom-Messe.
Ein Paukenschlag zerreißt die Nacht. Wir geben Lichtern heute ihre Macht. Wir wissen, wenn wir euch tanzen sehen, ist das der Grund, warum wir heute hier stehen. Aus diesem Moment und dann dem Applaus ziehen wir uns alle Kraft heraus. Ein süßer Schmerz in unserer Brust. Wir haben es lange schon gewusst. Genau, jetzt gefriert die Zeit zu einer langen Ewigkeit. Diese Vision im Kopf lässt uns einfach nicht los. Wir haben dieses Ziel und das wird ganz groß. Jeder sagt zu uns, das schafft ihr nie. Doch ihr werdet uns da sehen und es dann verstehen. Nennt uns ruhig arrogant oder dumm und naiv. Dieser Wunsch ist so stark und er sitzt so tief. 20 Leute sind es heute, doch dann 1000-mal so
Orientals all in vain. You just added more addictions, and you collapsed into many flaws, and died a death at bathroom doors. It just got worse than ever before. You're far beyond your former limits now. Time can never heal all the hurt and harm you've caused, but I'm fine for now. I'm so glad you never asked. You're not my fault, at least we'll forget. You want destruction, so kill yourself instead. And all your phrases sound the same. You crave their love, you need some fame. There's always someone else to blame. You're desperate for attention, and things repeat, nothing's changed, and every fortune prearranged. You're almost covered, rather strange to me. It's not a fantasy how you turn into someone else, and I'm fine for now. I'm glad you never asked. You're not my fault, at least we'll forget. You want destruction, so kill yourself instead. You're not my fault, at least we'll
just one kiss. Just one kiss. Just one. Remember the time that the sky went black. We waited alone on the sand. Remember the taste of the raging sea. But nobody held out their hands. Somebody died for this. Somebody died for just one kiss. Just one kiss. Just one kiss. Just one kiss. Scivolando verso di te, scorgo frammenti solide rocce, pensieri stralci di fantasia. Mentre il ricordo è già polvere. Angeli nell'ombra, profondi come me, quasi invincibile. Ho visto che infrange le mie urla, calmandomi. Grande agria, ricordo che coprivi terre ormai cenere, lontano un mondo di realtà. Liberi cieli, falsità. Resti di un passato che affiora come me, ormai invincibile. Carezza che riscalda la mia notte.
Welcome back to another edition of Communion After Dark. And this is our special edition with Bradley Bills of CHANT is joining with us today.
Yes.
Hi, Bradley.
Welcome to the show.
Hi, Bradley.
Hi, thank you for having me.
us.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah.
All right. You just heard God Module with a song called Display, and that's the DJ Chris Kaya remix. And that's from the Various Artists Boundless, a Love Benefit compilation, which goes to Klaus of Leather Strips, his loss of his husband recently. So 72 tracks, $20. Go check it out on Bandcamp. And prior to that, we heard brand new Carillion Camera. They got a new single out called Phoenix Aliena. And that's the Italian version from their new EP called The Eighth President, coming out on Dependent Records. I think I can't remember the date for that.
It's in March. It's March 8th.
Yeah. Oh, March 8th, okay.
Yeah.
And then prior to that, we heard Psyche doing a cover of The Cure's Just One Kiss from their Spirits of Lockdown EP, and you can probably tell what that EP is all about. It's Darren chomping the bit around the house, so he put out a compilation of some really cool covers, and I think that's his own label, Psyche Enterprises, and that's out on Bandcamp. That was from Japanese Whispers.
Oh, okay. I don't know why it wasn't registering with me. All right. Sorry. I'm blanking here. The fourth song, Gold Set, was by Solar Fake, and the track you heard was At Least We'll Forget. That was off their Enjoy Dystopia release that came out on Out of Line Records. Isn't that an EP that came out, or is it a new album?
That's off the album.
Oh, it's a new album. Oh, nice.
Album. Yeah.
I didn't even know they had a new album.
No, the album isn't out yet. The album's
not out yet.
On February 12th. So this is...
okay, cool.
Is
that a pre-order track or something?
The label was nice enough to send them out.
Okay, before that, Gold played Retro Junkies with the song Division. Yeah, the Frozen Plasma remix, and that's from their Computer Suck Liebe 2.0 on Zounder.
Yeah, Mark turned me onto this band a couple days ago, and the singer, I think, sounds just like if Peter Hepner and Brian Ferry had a baby together.
Wow. And mixed by Frozen Plasma.
Interesting.
Yep.
Awesome. Where are they from? Are they German?
Yeah, I assume so.
Oh.
They are German, yes. They're German. All their songs are in German.
All right, and then prior to that, we heard CHANT. That's who's on the show today. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're doing a song called President God from their latest album called Hydra, and out on Bandcamp. So what was that song about, pretty much?
Hey, well, the album Hydra really is almost a concept record. All the tracks go in order, and they tell a story of the rise of this demagogue. And the central character is actually who I call the hero, who, really decides to get off the sidelines and get involved and do something about it, and just stand up for freedom. And it has some consequences, but the whole theme of the record is that you can't really stop humans wanting to be free. Even if you kill someone, it turns them into a martyr. And that idea spreads to the next generation and starts spreading like a hydra, and you can't stop it. So President God is the second track on the record, and it's the introduction of the demagogue, so the drum beat had been in my head for a long, long time, and I kind of centered the song around that rhythm, and it just grew from there. Really fun to play. I can't wait when this is all over to play it live at some point. But thanks for playing it. No, it's a fun.
The really like the beat on it. I think sometimes I get caught up more in the beat music than the lyrics sometimes, but I'll have to sit down there and really give the lyrics a good listen.
Cool.
Especially when it's a concept album.
Yeah, the lyrics are real important. Tell a story all the way through, and anybody buying it on Bandcamp, the lyrics are there, and I'm of course selling it on my website. And you get a digital PDF of all the lyrics. I'll make sure to send you guys a copy for sure.
Nice. Awesome. And then we started off with, I'm excited about this release, the brand new This Morning Mina with Scott Fox from Ivanosphere has actually joined the band this time around. He's a new member, and it really comes through on this track. It's called 1000 Cuts Linktree, and that's on their new album called The Roots of Saraswati. Saraswati.
Sarah's father? I'm just joking.
Yeah,
I'm not looking at the playlist. I have no idea.
I'm your father, yeah. And that's Sound Independent. That's going to come out in a nice 2-disc edition or a single disc edition like they did the last one.
Same time frame as the Curly and Camera. Same time frame. Yeah. Early March.
That's like when.
So thank you to Independent for sending those promos. Yeah, that's cool of them.
That's when I was on the Goth Cruise. On the Goth Cruise, and Scott came up and he goes, "I got a secret. I'm in This Morning Mina now."
Nice.
That's awesome.
Right, so we're gonna do a shot now in honor of our guest. I know I failed my mission by telling Bradley.
I might have
Bradley.
I might have something a little special in this. You never know, but
that's awesome. All right, cool. All right.
Right.
Ready?
Good.
Cheers.
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 Drink your drink.
Ooh. All right. That was awesome. I did straight chocolate vodka with chocolate liqueur and peanut butter whiskey. Tasty. It was thick, but it was tasty.
I have raspberry Smirnoff vodka with a little bit of grenadine and red Powerade. I figured it was all red. It tastes weird.
Red
and
blue.
Red.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Good job. All right, so there's our shot of the week. We have Bradley from CHANT, as we mentioned. We've already talked to him. He will be coming up here in a couple of sets with a guest DJ set. He was kind enough to join us for the show. So he will be hanging out, and we'll have some more conversation as time goes on here. I did want to mention as well that somebody asked us last week. We mentioned that we're doing our anniversary show on March 6th or something like that. I'm not even sure what the exact date is. That will be we're doing the podcast, of course, and that will be up on all our channels as normal. But we're also going to do a live Twitch stream that night on the Community After Dark Twitch channel for the anniversary party of 13 years of Community After Dark. So, yes, if you want to join us, make sure you're part of our Twitch channel. Whatever the hell you can figure it out. Go to Twitch TV and put in Community After Dark and it'll come up.
That's exactly the address.
There you go. That's simple enough. So yeah, we're excited about that. That'll be in March, so we're looking forward to that in March. But Mouse is next, so we'll go to Mouse's set, and we'll be back, I guess, for some more music.
See you soon.
This is Communion After Dark Radio, and you are listening to DJ Mouse.
anymore. Some of us make it, some of us not. Stubbornness makes confusion. Is there a hope over the hills, down to the valley? Can I take some pills? Some of us make it, some of us not. Should I ever be this tough? I don't wanna be this way. I'm trapped in a body where no one can see who I am.
dying, your hearts were ripped out. Both of you were crying, you could scream and shout. Yesterday you were flying, there was no doubt. Now you know you were lying, what your love was all about. Later you decided to stay all alone. We make decisions every day and have to take the consequences. They will change every single second under different circumstances. A few weeks of torture you try to forget, but everything reminds you of what you had. When will it stop? Feeling so bad. You have to change something before you go mad. Later you decided to stay all alone. We make decisions every day and have to take the consequences. They will change every single second under different circumstances. If you feel down, it doesn't matter. All things have their use. In the end, all will be better. Later you decided to stay all alone. We make decisions every day and have to take the consequences. They will change every single second under different circumstances. If you feel down, it doesn't matter. All things have their use. In the end, all will be better. We make decisions every day and have to take the
change my mind. I'm absent all the time. The masturbation's fine. And you, we kiss alone, we crave heartache. Happily by the way, summer's gone and rainbows always fly. Light a candle for me, sympathize. And I was scared to leave you then, I was scared. Light a candle for me, sympathize. And I was scared to leave you then, I was scared. Breaks the nail, she shouts with glee, spilling word, how you capture me. Falling dress uncovers the moonlit glee. I can't pray to clouds that much, Moorish ways to hide the blush. Think you're wicked, cause without you there, filthy, pretty porcelain eyes. Filthy, pretty porcelain eyes. Light a candle for me, sympathize. And I was scared to leave you then, I was scared. Light a candle for me, sympathize. And I was scared to leave you then, I was scared. Slowly healing soul, melting on the soul. Slowly healing soul. Slowly healing soul, melting on the soul. Slowly healing soul.
Communion After Dark, welcome back. This is the second set of the show. I'm Mouse, and that was my set. And the last song you just heard was A Starry Night. They are local to Florida and good buddies of ours. This was their new track, All Else Is a Curse. It's a digital single, and I don't think it's available quite yet. They released it as a tease that you can listen to it on postpunk.com. And of course, we're playing it, and it'll be available very soon on Negative Gain Productions.
Yeah, and Christian from Fade and PR sent that over to us as well. We all know Christian here. Bradley knows Christian as well, so that's good. Yeah. So thank you, Christian, for sending that. Yeah.
I was going to say thank you to Michael for sending it to me.
What's the next song you said?
Before that is a band called Dark. I played them once before. They're like a goth dark wave band with the songs Forever Suffer on their Nightmare EP that you can pick up on Bandcamp. And it's really difficult to find them because their name is Dark. So we provide the link in our playlist. If you ever see our playlist posted on our website or on Mixcloud in the comments, and we'll have the links there.
That's a real difficult name to give your band a name of Dark.
Yeah, I don't even know how.
Dark,
I bought it and then I looked them up and I still couldn't find them.
I know that.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
The singer for the Cranberries, she even had a band called Dark before she died.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
Really? Oh, wow.
Before that, I played Mikkel Andrew and JP90. That's the name of the project. With the song Colors of Utopia on the Colors of Utopia EP. There's like 5 songs on there. And you can get that on Subculture Records.
When I first glanced at that, I thought you played Mike and the Mechanics. I was like, why is Mouse playing Mike and the Mechanics?
No, it's Mike and the Mechanics with it's Mike and Mechanics with C3PO.
Yeah, exactly.
I do not know what is up with this band name.
R2D2. All right. Fourth song was by Sea of Sin, and the song she played was Immaculate. And that was the Natures of Wires remix, which is pretty cool. Gary Watts of Natures of Wires. And that was a digital single that he remixed for Sea of Sin. That is on 7 Music, which you can get on Bandcamp.
That's my first time playing Sea of Sin on the show.
Yep, they're out of Germany. They've been releasing a large amount of singles lately, remixed by different artists, which is pretty cool.
Before that, we heard Digital Energy with a song called Decisions from their Decisions album. I guess is album or EP?
It's an album.
Oh, album coming out February 12th on In Factory Recordings.
I like how you said energy really loud because it's all in caps.
Yeah, it's Digital Energy.
Yes, yeah.
With
That's right.
Decisions.
Yeah. So that is a pre-order track that you can get a full album coming out February 12th.
Nice.
Before that, I played J Dead, new band, with the song 1,000 Adventures. The album is finally coming out next week, called A Complicated Genocide on Infacted Recordings. There's a couple of tracks that you can get as a pre-order, but he sent us the album, and I think it's pretty awesome. It's got, like, this one is kind of synth-poppy, this track, but then there's harder songs, and then his voice changes. It's amazing.
Nice. And Jay Taylor, who's the guy behind J Dead, the drummer of Tactical Sect, drummer of Tuscalooter, he will be joining us at the end of February for our podcast. So we're excited about that as well. Look forward to meeting him.
Awesome. Okay. Before that, I played Spectralized with the song Caterpillar. That was the Assemblage 23 remix. And we always love when Tom Shear does remixes.
Yes.
And that's on the Nothing to Remix remix album, I guess you could say.
Great track.
Yeah, ton of remixes are on there.
Yeah.
And,
if you like synth pop, dance, whatever, blah blah, this is a really good track. It flows nice, and it's got good lyrics, and it's just a good track altogether. It's really well done, and Tom Shear did a good job of remixing it. It's an excellent song, and on top of that, that's all that this whole remix album, which I really love about Spectralized, was that they took their album from a year ago and they just put it out a year later with remixes.
Yeah.
And it's actually pretty cool because it's a new spin on the whole album. I actually really enjoyed that. So Bradley's gonna be coming up next, but Bradley, that's pretty cool. Like, so Jay, Jay Dead, which we just played 2 songs ago, or Mouse's second song, he's a drummer just like you. So how'd you get into drumming? Was that like just something you've always like loved, or was it something you started as a 5-year-old, like some of those 5-year-olds pounding on the drums? And
I think probably when I was 5, I was probably doing the thing that your kids do, banging on pots and pans or whatnot.
Yeah.
I think I've told the story before. I think I was trying something new every year, trying to find my place. I was 13 and tried to be, a skateboarder, and I wasn't very good at skateboarding. And I took the trucks, the guards off, and I started pounding around everything with those for about half a year, begging, my parents for a drum set. And they surprised me on my 14th birthday and got me a drum set and some private lessons, because I was way behind band at that point, and said, as long as you practice and you nail the lessons, you can keep the drum set. But I fell in love with it pretty quick, and I kind of have some prog rock background,
okay.
All the 70s and 80s prog rock, but quickly discovered metal and then industrial. And once I discovered industrial, it was all over, because to me that merged all the cool sonic sounds, and I love movie soundtracks and cinematic soundscapes. So, but yet industrial is so rich with rhythms, so it just was a great marriage and stuff. But I played in every kind of band you could imagine, a few kind of industrial-esque bands, but right around 2001, you know, after I'd been playing drums in every band imaginable, I frankly got tired of them breaking up. And, you know, then I'm just the drummer. And I did know music from when I went to music school. I played marimba and xylophone, and I had to learn my major and minor scales, but I'd never tried to write my own music. And so the idea for Chant started around 99 or 2000, but it was about 2003 till I had some demos teaching myself how to program. Chant just kind of grew from a trippy, totally tribal, almost techno kind of thing with no vocals. I never thought I would sing, you know, in a way I still don't sing. I think I've learned to use my voice, but at some point the live shows were just one long drum solo, and I just felt like, okay, I've got to add vocals. And every singer I tried out, since I was the one writing the lyrics, I got to do it myself. So it just kind of grew from there. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. All right. Well, we will be going to your set next,
Cool.
and come back for some music, and we'll hear Bradley's set, and then we'll talk to him some more.
Communion After Dark.
Hello, this is Iggy from Beyond Border and In Good Faith, and you're listening to Communion After Dark.
Dear parasite. Em um tempo nessa sagrada lama tem poder de apagar essa chama. Quero caos de desordem a cada olhar, a cada olhar. Intoxicada com teu veneno, não sei o que vai ser de mim. Lágrimas de choque, querendo seu toque, nunca senti nada assim. Agarro travesseiro, lembro do seu cheiro, porque você não olha pra mim. Quero caos de desordem a cada olhar. E saudade de você. E saudade de você. Meu querido parasita. Dear parasite. Meu querido parasita. Meu querido parasita. Meu querido parasita. Saudade de você. Que saudade de você. Parasita, dear parasite. Meu querido parasita. Quero caos de desordem. Quero caos de desordem. Quero caos de desordem. Quero caos de desordem. Quero caos. Que saudade de você. Que saudade de você. Meu querido parasita. Meu querido parasita. Que saudade de você. Que saudade de você. Meu querido parasita. Meu querido parasita. Só te comer. Só te comer. Caos de desordem. Eu quero caos. Nem o tempo nessa sagrada lama tem poder de apagar essa chama. Quero caos de desordem a cada olhar. A cada olhar. Que saudade.
longer sit back and allow communist infiltration, communist indoctrination, communist subversion, and the international communist conspiracy to sap and purify all of our precious bodily fluids.
Words unspoken, one heart broken, while the other is cold as ice. Words unspoken, one heart broken, while the other goes to another. Now I'm under pressure. Now I've got no choice. Now I go to any measure. Now this is my only voice. Shut it down, shout it out. This is your coup de grace. Shut it down, shout it out. This is your coup de grace. Shut it down, shout it out. This is your coup de grace. Shut it down, shout it out. This is your coup de grace. 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 This is your coup de grace.
Every prince needs to keep his hands pretty. Angel of death must be beautiful and deadly. And that's me, parting the clouds with a single word. My touch, smile, stealth lays you down to rest in the dirt. It's so easy. It's so easy. It's so easy to kill the machinery. It's so easy. It's so easy. It's so easy to kill the machinery. Fear keeps you ordinary. Fear keeps you ordinary. Your beautiful spiral comes round again in early hours.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Communion After Dark. I'm Bradley from CHANT. Really pleased to be on. It was really fun. Thanks for having me. That was my set. You just heard Brute from the album Ohm by Ohm. I saw them live when I was in Calgary playing at Terminus, and they blew me away. And so I've been keeping an eye on them ever since. And it's one of my favorite tracks off that album. You can find them Ohm, it's OEHM at Bandcamp, and that was Brute. Right before that, good friend of mine, Zug, from Angel Spit. That's one of I played Easy from their new album, The Ignorance Cartel. One of my favorite tracks on that album, and I just love how slow, groovy it is, and so many cool sounds that Zug does with all of the analog gear that he has. Right before that, you heard the Coup de Gras off of Do You Clack, the digital EP by Clack. And if you've been following Clack, it's Matt and Eric from Caustic. And there's just something, I hope you guys agree, there's something infectious about what they're doing with Clack. It's just, this front 242 kind of classic 80s sound that I've been listening to that EP nonstop. So
they definitely have there's a few tracks on that new EP that sound a large amount like Front 242, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I really like what they're doing with that. Really fun. Right before Clack was Venus and Aries from the album Beyond the Veil. It was one of my favorite tracks off that, called My Dear Parasite. It's just one of the coolest tracks. I believe Sean Payne from Cyanotic helped produce that record, and I hope more people go look up that record. There's some great tracks on that record, and I've been listening to a lot over the last few years.
Nice.
Yeah. So then I wanted to slip this one in. So Refuck Your Brain. It's a chant remix that I did for some good friends of mine in Dallas, Texas. Circle Burn is the band name, and the song is Reset. Circle Burn was made up of some members from a Dallas industrial kind of metal horror band called the Razorblade Dolls. And all through the 2000s, we played I don't know how many shows together in Texas. As I started branching out, playing nationally, and they go way back with me, good friends, and they asked me to do a remix for them, and I had a lot of fun with that song. Did that while I was finishing up final mixes of Hydrus, so has a lot of those same sounds.
That's cool. Never heard that band before, so I've checked that out. That's awesome.
Yeah. Great people, great guys, and then of course I opened up the set with a classic, just had to throw it in there, Stainless Steel Providers by the Revolting Cocks.
Awesome.
That huge influence, rhythmically, and just Paul Barker's bass line, and just everything about that track is so cool, so bitchin'. So I had to throw something like that in there.
Yeah, that was I'll never forget when that came out, when I was in clubbing at that time. That was like amazing. That track was amazing, still amazing to this day. But
you're the motorcycles in the club.
Yeah, the start with the motorcycles and the 12-inch. Yeah, it was awesome. But it was cool.
Those songs are great to hear. I hear them differently now than I did back then, because now I've been programming my own music and learning about music production, and I'll hear old school tracks and be like, oh, that's what they did. That like you were talking about, banging on the pedal, that's panned all the way to the right. Sometimes you learn a little more about music than you want, but sometimes it's cool because you can revisit a lot of these songs, a lot of the artists that you're playing. I'm definitely going to go back and listen to this whole show, and I love picking really cool things out from all the artists, of what they're doing with music and everything.
We know that you're in all these bands, or you have been in all these bands. Can you introduce some of these bands and let us know what you've been in?
Sure. Well, so here's the funny thing, right? I think one of the other reasons why I started CHANT was that hey, maybe I can it's a drum heavy project, especially in the beginning it was, and maybe I can kind of hot rod on drumming and show what I can do, and hopefully find some of the bands that are heroes of mine established, and if they need a drummer, maybe I can, play drums with a more established band. And in a way that kind of fulfilled itself, right? So I don't know if I get the order right, but some of the things I've got to do, there's an iconic Texas early industrial band, Evil Mothers. My good friend Curse Mackey headed up that crazy crew, and I knew of them, and I knew of the Skate Nigs. They were some up and coming, these Texas bands that really made a mark in the 90s. And eventually I got to know Curse. We became friends, and when they did a Evil Mothers reunion, I got to play drums for them, with them, with Skate Nigs too, more recently. My Life with the Thrill Kill Cult, one of my favorite Wax Trax bands. This was a dream come true to get to play drums for them on a tour. As you know, their drummer, longtime drummer, Justin Bennett, is also the drummer of Skinny Puppy. And Justin Bennett, I believe that year he just was double booked. He was on tour with Ogre, playing drums for Ogre, and CHANT had opened up for Thrill Kill many times all through Texas. So Buzz and Groovy thought of me and asked if I could fill in the 30th anniversary tour, and that was an amazing experience because it was one of my favorite bands, and of course Justin and I are friends, and he was very encouraging. To have me, sit in and do that for that leg of the tour. And then most recently, hanging on my wall, got to tour in 2019, playing drums alongside another one of my favorite drummers, Martin Adkins, who he and Bill Rieflin started Pigface, right? And
right.
Pigface hadn't toured in 14 years, and Martin was getting that ready and gave me a call and asked if I wanted to. We had played double drums together before. We had met. He actually recorded some drums on my first record for me. I went up to Chicago and did that. So we go way back. And the Pigface experience is like no other industrial or just music experience that I'd ever, encountered. It's more than a band. It's such an inclusive family. Every show's a little bit different because people in town will join on stage. May not even be exactly planned. And I think, it's a testament to Martin, letting, everybody lets their ego go. And it's like, if you don't let it happen, it'll never happen. And it's just this creative element all through rehearsals, through the tour, and just every night brings something new. And, by the end of the tour, Randy from Lamb of God was on pretty much, I think he did the whole tour. He wasn't going to at first, and then he did. He was enjoying it so much. And Danny Carey from Tool joined us. He was another one of my favorite drummers. So wow. Pigface is pretty incredible experience for sure. And we were going to tour in 2020, but of course it's on hiatus for right now. So
yeah, we had that show booked. We had that show booked here in Tampa. Me and my friend who runs and docs a booking, P. Olin, had that show booked here, but obviously it didn't happen, which we all know the whole story behind that. Anyways, all right, cool. So Gold, you had a question you wanted to ask?
What I was curious about is your time in the Skate Nigs was when were you involved with that?
I think it was right 2018. So it was after I had known Phildo because they're here in Austin, and Phildo had seen me play drums many times, and I think it was right after the Thrill Kill thing. He messaged me and said, "Hey, I'm going to do a 30th anniversary. Just going to be a couple of shows." That's how it always starts out. Just a couple of shows, but it turned into like a couple of dozen shows. But I'm so glad it did because it was really fun. And the guys that he pulled together to redo this version of the Skate Nigs, I became really good friends with. A lot of them, for some reason, I hadn't met. And the bass player, Mike Bingham, ended up playing bass on the new CHANT record, Hydra. And it turns out he's also a drummer. When I kind of left the Skate Nigs I knew it was time to do a CHANT record. I hadn't done one in 5 years, and I really had a lot of the lyrics of Hydra and the concept written and a lot of the music written, and I wanted to finish it. And so I left, and then Mike moved from bass to playing drums. I'm like, oh, you play drums. And if you've seen Chant live, Chant is multiple drummers live. It's a kind of a mix between the old Crash Worship shows and 9 Inch Nails, just this pummeling industrial and a lot of tribal drumming.
When I was a fan of progressive music, I know you were completely devastated over the death of the professor, Neil Peart.
Yes.
Yeah. And you're a fan of drummers like Martin Adkins. And then when I heard the name of the band Chant, first thing that comes to mind is the name of the Public Image Limited song. I don't know if that had any, or where did you get the name Chant from for the name of the band?
I remember when I was trying to figure out what I was going to call it. I came across Chant, and there wasn't really anything called Chant. And I liked and I was very inspired at the time by Crash Worship, Dead Can Dance, the Creatures. I'm a huge Susie and the Banshees fan, and a huge Budgie fan, and a fan of his drumming.
Wow.
And so I loved when I discovered the Creatures. It was all that rolled in, and I felt like Chant kind of, really was a good term that connected the tribal, drumming, meditation, connection with chanting. I kind of chuckled though when Mal said about naming your band Dark. It's not easy to find. I never thought in my head at the time that Chant also is not easy to find. So, I've always got to tell everybody chantproject.com is how you find me. And then that connects to everything. And I played also, during that Terminus show, Health, who have gotten really big, a little bit different genre, but Health has gotten really big. And I was talking to Dan, their drummer, and he said, we didn't really think about naming the band Health, but it's, if you Google just Health, we're not really going to come up.
When I go Google you, I got a bunch of Gregorian chant stuff coming up.
Yep, and it happens. But I think if somebody types in Chant Industrial or
band,
yes.
Yeah, or find out my first name, they usually find me pretty quick, hopefully.
Yeah, then it'll come up for sure. Yes, then it definitely comes up. So, one additional question as well before we go to the last set here. So with the new album, you already talked about Hydra and how it was a concept album. This was your second full length or first full length as Chant? Second, right?
This is my fourth record.
Fourth? Oh wow, I'm way off.
Yeah, all good. I released my first record in 2007 called That Which Divides.
Okay.
Martin Adkins recorded the drums for that. Mark DeFore from the Skate Nigs and Screw, I think, produced that record. And then I released my second record in 2010 called Strong Words for Strong People. And that's when I finally, that one had a couple of songs that really resonated, and I was kind of fine tuning my songwriting. And that's when I feel like I found my sound. And I got a national tour with Ego Likeness and toured with them. And then I got a leg of the Lords of Acid tour in 2011. So that's when I started really getting some momentum after 8 years of doing it, right? And 2 albums in. And then after the Cam FDM tours, I put out my third record in 2015 called Brave New Apocalypse. And Sasha produced that one with me.
Oh, wow.
Then I did a couple of programming for one of the KMFDM records and did a couple of KMFDM remixes, and I was playing drums for DeCrooks at the time, so did a remix for them. So things really started cooking in 2015 through 2017, and then for the next 3 or 4 years I got my wish. I started playing drums for all these bands that I'd always really admired, and before I knew it, 4 years had gone by, and I was like, well, I've got to do another Chant record. So Hydra's the fourth one. I'm really proud of it. It's very rock, right? Rock industrial oriented.
Right.
I brought on a guitarist who I'd met, Jack O'Hara Harris from Bloody Knives. An incredible guitarist, very unique approach to his guitar. Brought on Mike from the Skate Nigs to play bass. And the album came together actually very fast. I wrote it in less than 4 months. But then I was recording it. I put it on pause to tour with Pigface, which is was totally worth it to me. And then when I came back at the beginning of 2020, I intended to finish it pretty quick, but I fell and had an accident. It's another story for another time. And I found myself recovering. And by the time I got around to mixing it, it was late 2020. And I just felt like I wanted to go ahead and get it out. I wasn't going to do a self-release. I was going to, check out some of the labels that I really admire and a lot of my colleagues are on. So it's out digitally on Bandcamp. CDs are out on my website. There's limited edition vinyl that is still available. But the vinyl, because of COVID and the pressing plants, they're running several months behind now. So that was slated to be released this month, but I think it's going to be closer to March. So there'll be a second release and probably some additional music videos that'll come along with Hydra. Chantproject.bandcamp.com is where you can get them all bundled together. And then chantproject.com will lead you to, Spotify, Amazon, wherever you want to go,
Nice. Awesome. Well, that's exciting. Yeah, and Hydra is great. So make sure you go and check out the brand new release. Bradley will stick around with us for the last set of the show as well. So we really appreciate you talking to us. We appreciate you sticking around and dealing with our craziness. And,
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, it's fun to hear all of the music that you guys are all championing. It's just really great. And I just appreciate you having me on, letting me talk a little bit or a lot about what I do. So.
Oh, definitely. We're excited. And so we want to make sure that, people check out the new album. It's a great album. I agree. So it's definitely worth checking out. And it does fit in very well with the times that we have going on now. So Hydra, again, is a brand new album from Chant. Check that out on Bandcamp. And we will be coming back with my last set. I am last on the show, so we'll see you soon. Bye.
This is CHANT After Dark Radio, and you are listening to DJ Paradise.
I haven't been the same.
the change around me. The mirror shows a different man to the one I used to be. When the voice inside begins and the walls are closing in, screaming out for company, I question my own sanity. Looking from the inside out, I feel so alone, drowning in my own self-doubt.
just believed, and they conceived long time ago. A rich and fertile soil, oh, they just believed, and they conceived. Afar from distress, from fears, hidden tears, constant fear since many years. They know the name, to know the Father's aim, still playing the game based on all mother's fame. They know the name, know the Father's aim, still playing the game based on all mother's fame. Don't you feel ashamed? Never disrespect this fate. Still playing our game based on all mother's fame. We're proud of, we're longing, and take each other's hands. We do. Don't you feel ashamed? Never disrespect this fate. We're all longing for and confiding in you. Reach this peace of mind to test each awful crime. Oh, our hearts try, our hearts try. Pieces in our mind we hate each awful crime. Oh, our hearts try, our hearts try to soothe souls. The soul searching's goes, and don't change that name. We are also the same. Pieces in our mind detest each awful crime, and don't change that name. We are still the same.
We're back at Community After Dark. In Paradise, you just heard my set. That was the last set of our show. Hopefully you've enjoyed the show. The last set you heard was by a classic band that just returned, Dinah Lakayan. A brand new single of theirs called Because of Because. And that is off their brand new album that's coming out called Duel. It is not out yet. That is coming out on Crom Records, which is, I believe, their own label, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Dinah Lakayan's back. It's a very interesting album. If you really want to check it out, go research it on the internet. But they're doing covers, and then they're doing reinterpretations of those covers to make them to original songs. They did a cover of The Walk, which it just recently came out. That is after this song that I played. I'm sure we'll figure that the way to get that on the show, because that's a great cover that they did of The Walk as well. But Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting album that comes out on Crom Records here, I believe in February. I believe it's coming out, the actual full album. Prior to that, you heard Balvanera with the song Scene, and that is off the album Courses of Action on DKA Records. They're a band out of Buenos Aires, Argentina. And I love this album. Absolutely love it. Dark wave mixed with some harsh and EBM, dark industrial beats. Great album. Female vocals, phenomenal. Just a great album altogether. The fourth song I said was by another band that you played earlier, Mouse, with the remix, Nature of Wires. This was their most recent track that you put out with featuring Stephen Newton on vocals. They're from the UK. Gary Watts is Nature of Wires, as we mentioned earlier. And the song I played was The Masquerade. That is a digital single, which you can get on Bandcamp. It's a 2-track single. So I tried to get more background on Steven, and I couldn't get more background, so.
Before that was new Funkervocht with the song To the Sun, and that's from Element 115. That's coming out next week on Repo Records.
Yes, thank you to Repo for sending that over. Yep, thank you. And I'm very excited that they're back. Very, very excited. Great. Well, we already know. I mean, hopefully most of you have been listening to the show for a long time, know Funkervocht, and I love it. The new album's great. Very good. I think it's got to be a concept album as well. I don't think we're as in tune maybe sometimes to these concept albums, but there's just a large amount of elements that you can tell deal with different topics based if you listen to the album, but a large amount of songs are in German as well. So, I mean, unfortunately, I don't speak too much German, so it's hard to understand. But if you watch some of the video that they released recently, you can see that they're definitely going with some type of an idea behind the album. So check that out. I think their new album single's called Olympus, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there's a video for that.
Right. Yep.
Okay, and then prior to that, we heard this band called True Faith. I wonder if they like New Order a lot.
It has to be.
Because they're from Boston. And the song is called Borrowed Time. And that's on the album called As Much Nothing as Possible. And that's on a la
carte.
A la carte.
Okay. It's cut off on the side. It was cut off on the side.
Records.
A la carte.
Yeah, so if you want to order some shrimp on the side, it's a la carte.
Yeah, or tapas.
Or tapas. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's great.
In Boston.
Boston, yep. And they're Boston. Yeah.
Boston,
I used to know some girl from Boston. She'd be like, Mark, where are you going to your car? You go, where's your car?
Park in the car. Wait, what is it?
Where do you park your car?
The parkway.
Yeah. Boston accents are the best. Anyway, so True Faith is a great post-punk band. Love that album. 6 tracks. It's available on Bandcamp, and you can buy physical copies. I highly recommend it. I started off with Buy an Ion. Buy an Ion. And that is our buddy, Alex Gonzalez from Matt Black. This is his side project. From San Diego. He is again from San Diego. And I love this song. The song's called Human. It is a digital single currently that will be released on February 12th. It is not out yet, but thank you to Alex for sending that over. If you listen to the song, it's extremely emotional if you're really listening to the song itself. Large amount of emotion behind this track. Alex gave me some ideas why, but I'm not going to give those away. So you can have your own interpretation behind the song. But it is an amazing track, and I think his vocals are just, Alex learned from John, which I hope I'm not giving that away, but John from New Division, who is just amazing producer, artist, you name it. New Division is just amazing in my opinion. And Alex, has definitely reached that limit he's getting there. Anyways, with this song, it's a great track. So good luck. I hope this project takes off for him because it's really good. And Matt Black, hey, that was one of Tom's favorite albums of 2020 and one of ours too. I really enjoyed the album.
Top notch.
Yep, exactly. So there we go, and that was my set. We're gonna read real quick some donations, I guess. Mouse wants to read those. I don't want to read them because I can't see.
All right, thank you to everybody who made donations. These are all monthly donations, so thank you guys again so much. Thank you to Jillian Tate, Johan Rambot, Dea S, Bibliodude, Peter G, Amy Black, Kalani Robinson, Christopher Starr, Civil Rant, Evan Wijninga, Lance Cooley, who does a double monthly donation. Thank you, Lance.
Thank you, Lance.
Wilderness Scapes Photography LLC, Thomas John Durig from The Purge, the band, Ross Martinez, and Anders Shaw Natten. Thank you guys so much. Isn't Anders with a band?
He's from the band Modulo 1.
Modulo 1. Okay, Anders Shaw Natten from Modulo 1.
Thank you, Anders.
And we do have some one-time donations from Marcin Daiba, who says for better server and booze. Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, we're moving over to a new server. We're already doing the process of moving over to a new server, so
yeah,
that's in the process.
Josh Drecken also did a single donation who says, thank you, Communion After Dark, for rocking my roof off week after week. Love and miss your beautiful faces. Thank you. Have I seen Josh's face?
I have no idea.
Maybe I have.
I have no clue. But thank you. Yeah, thank you to everybody who's taken their time out to support this podcast and keep us running. We appreciate it. So Bradley, thank you very much. I really want to thank you again. You are an awesome guest. You have a large amount of history in the scene. I mean, you've been playing with a large amount of bands. Curse Mackey's a friend of ours. I love Curse. He's a great guy. It's cool that you were in Evil Mothers. I had no idea until I saw your, information on your page that you were in that band. Shout out to Curse. I hope.
Yeah, right on.
I hope we can have you back here in Ybor City, Tampa, playing live one of these days. Keep me in mind if you decide to come, because I would love to book you, and hopefully we'll have Curse as well one of these days again back here, because you guys.
Maybe we'll hit the road together. We have before.
What a great combination that would be. You and Curse touring together, and bring along Rona, and she could play a sign, and there you go. Yeah, great whole
drums
combination going there.
Yeah,
she's another good drummer. There you go.
Yep, got her. Mr. Kitty's in Austin, so Austin's been a fun
that's right.
Yeah, Forrest is here, and yeah,
that's right.
Thanks for having me, y'all. It's really, really cool to be on and to meet all of you officially. And when this is all over, I fully intend to play live shows again, and I'm going to get out as far as I can get. Maybe find a way to get on a tour and play live again. Really want to.
That's awesome. Yeah, and so make sure you check out Hydra. It is a really awesome album, and for all our fans that are fans of industrial rock or maybe the old school industrial sound a little bit, it is a great album, and it's great for modern sounds too, because there's a large amount of influences in the album. It's not just like you're going back and hearing just like the old Front 242 or Ministry sound or anything like that. So it's definitely one of those albums you need to check out. And again, you can get that through Bandcamp or his website. What's the website again, Bradley?
CHANTproject.com.
Yes. So we have a large amount of people who listen to the show that I know if they haven't heard your album, they will love it. And so they need to definitely check that out. I think it's something that people need to give some love to for sure. We're going to go to the last song of the show, and then we'll also come back for a few comments, and then we'll be done. And next week, I do want to mention we have a guest as well. We have Daniel from Massive and Mensch. He will be joining our show from Germany that segues into my last song, which is by Massive Immense and Contrast, doing their cover of Fade to Gray. So there you go. I hope you enjoy the track. We'll see him next week, and come back for some comments.
Devenir anglais. Devenir anglais.
One man on a lonely platform, one case sitting by his side. Two eyes staring cold and silent, shows fear as he turns to hide. We fade away, fade away. We fade away, fade away.
Un homme dans une gare désolée, une valise à ses côtés, deux yeux fixes et froids, montre de la peur lorsqu'il se tourne pour se cacher.
We fade away, fade away. We fade away, fade away. Feel the rain like an English summer. Hear the notes from a distant song. Stepping out from a backdrop poster, wishing life wouldn't be so long.
Sans la pluie comme un été anglais, entend les notes d'une chanson lointaine, s'entend de derrière d'un poster, espérant que la vie ne fût aussi longue.
We fade away, fade away. We fade away, fade away. We fade away, fade away. We fade away, fade away.
All right, welcome back. Gonna read some comments. Mark, where did you get these comments from?
These were all from Mixcloud, and then I think the last two were from Facebook.
Okay. Thank you guys so much. We got a comment from Pez, like the dispenser, the little candies. Great set. Thanks for the update on Griffin. Glad he's doing well and really hopes he comes back. Really hoping he comes back.
Me too. I hope he comes back as well.
Baby Supernova. What a great name. Not trying to post twice, but the next time I go to a high-end speaker store to test expensive speakers, I'm bringing Mono Nowhere, End of an Unknown Artist. Oh my God, I just want to see the faces on the salespeople when I drop this.
Yeah, you're going to have to buy the speakers afterwards because you'll blow them out.
Gold, that was one of your tracks. That Mono Nowhere. That sounds fun. Biblio Dude says, when and where can we tune in for the 13th anniversary show?
You already brought that up earlier. Yeah, he was the comment. So Twitch TV again.
Yep. So
After Dark.
The March 6th, Saturday, Twitch TV is when we'll be doing a DJ set. And then, as normal, we'll be posting our show on Monday, March 8th.
March 8th, yeah.
On Mixcloud, and then of course it'll be on YouTube on Tuesday.
But yeah, there will be a 13-year anniversary stream, so that'll be fun.
And we got a comment from Steve Ball who says, Charmin Strong is greater than all other TPs. I'm glad you guys have tested out all the TPs on your butts.
Voice of experience.
And have, we should just have like a little chart, a little rating chart, all the TPs. Thank you. So Daniel Sourwine also says the people demand DJ Griffin. Aw, thanks.
Yeah. Well, tell Griffin, message him. I'm trying to get him on. We're working on it. I would love to have him back for at least one episode.
And
It'd
a guest
be amazing. Yes. That would be amazing to have him back on the show. So there you go. That was our comments. And if you want to comment next week, go to Mixcloud or Facebook. Help us out with those platforms. And then we'll go over to YouTube in February and we'll read some YouTube comments because we get a large amount of comments on YouTube, obviously, as well.
Yep.
So stick with us and then, download our show on whatever platform you get a chance to download it on. So thank you again to Bradley for coming on. We appreciate it. We appreciate him sticking around, for the whole show. Good. I'm glad you had fun. I'm glad that, because we can be a little obnoxious at times. So
just a little,
just a little. But no, thank you, Bradley. We appreciate it. You're exactly. But we appreciate it very much. You're a big influence as far as just seeing how much you've done this scene. I think it means a lot. I mean, so you play a large amount of bands and a large amount of very influential bands as well. And Chant, which I wasn't even aware about, has been around since 2007. That's amazing. So make sure you check out his discography, not just Hydro, which is a brand new album, but give him some love and purchase the music. How about that? Go buy some music. And it's a digital, physical, whatever you want to buy. You don't have to buy physical if you don't like physical. I love physical copies myself, but digitals are fine as well. I'm sure it'll make everybody happy. So, but go listen to Hydra. It's a great album, and I think it's definitely something you should not pass over and give him some love. All right, so we will see you next week, and bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Bradley.
Thanks, Bradley.
Appreciate it, man.
I'm just polishing off the Jameson, but last night I partaked in a $200 or $300 bottle of wine last night.
Where'd you get that from?
Megan picked it up. I forgot what it was, but I mean, we couldn't help it. Like some of the cork broke off in it, but it was
nice.
It was really good. It was bottled in 1999.
I didn't know.
Cool.
So that's about the second oldest thing I've ever put in my body besides 60-year-old scotch.
I always wanted to be a drummer, but I'm too lazy to be following up on stuff like that. I remember seeing in 1990, I'm a little older probably than you, but in 1990 or 89, I saw Frontline Assembly, and I'll never forget, they were banging, drumming on everything in God's creation on stage. It was him and Reese Fulber, and Bill Lee was banging on. They had barrels, they had pipes, you name it, they had it on stage, and they were drumming on everything. It was absolutely crazy. One of the craziest things I've ever seen.
I love that early stuff. Them and De Crooks playing on the Steelophone and Newbon and just stuff. I mean, in the early Chant shows, I would set cymbals on fire, and I played on everything, trash cans for years, even up to recent times when I toured with Pigface. I had a satellite dish. You can get a lot of cool sounds and stuff.
Oh yeah, I bet. That's awesome. Cool. I never thought.
I've been
sounds
around
pretty cool.
But we're close to probably the same age. I'm getting to where I don't know if I can keep wailing on. My body is taking the toll, wailing on giant metal objects.
Yeah.
Will someone turn off that music? That's enough. I'm putting an end to this freak show right now.